running with the theme, classic Tour de France moments, which have this theme around chaos. Now, one thing that the modern day cycling fan, the young pups, they wouldn't know that there was actually a chaotic moment. Was it 2009, Jules, at the Tour de France? It was the stage that Heinrich Hausler won. And
Yeah,
there was an
sounds about
incident,
right.
a rogue Frenchman, young fella up in the woods with a BB gun, and unfortunately you're on the arse end of it. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, so I was out the arse as I normally was in Tour de France, but it was a sort of a cold, sort of a wettish kind of day, and we're out in the Gruppetto, and we're sort of riding up this climb, and there must have been 25 of us or so, and then we hear this sort of like tink, 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 or like there's stones coming up off the road, or something like hitting us, and the hands were a bit cold, and it felt like I'd just clipped a stone in my hand or something like that. And we sort of continue on a little bit, and then I get a couple k's down the road, and Oscar Freire, who he was world champion at the time, and he had his white nicks on. He had all this blood down the side of his nicks, and he's coming back, and he comes back past me, and he says, "Oh, look, I've been shot." And he goes back to the medical car. The medical doctor takes a look at it, and he had a little BB pellet like stuck under his shorts. And anyway, everyone was kind of okay. And then at the time, I was like, "Oh shit, that's what's happened to me." Like, someone's been firing at us with a BB gun or something like that. And I clocked a couple on the frame. That was kind of a tink tink, and I must have clocked one in my finger because my finger was kind of bleeding. Anyway, continue on. I think we came in 40 minutes down on Heinrich when he kind of won that stage or something. And we get to the finish, and there's just like this massive swarm of media at the finish. And they're all on our group that I was with Oscar. And they're all on top of us going, "Oh, are you guys all right? I heard that there was someone was shooting you out there. Was it a terrorist attack?" All this sort of stuff. And this was sort of back on the back end of when all that stuff was kind of at its peak in Europe around the mid 2000s and late 2000s there. So there was all this massive hype around it. And I was just like, wanted to get back to the hotel, and knowing that we had more stages coming up and more things, so I just didn't really think anything of it. At this stage, we didn't really know what it was either, right? So there was all this sort of mystery around how it all sort of happened and played out. Turns out the cops, the gendarme, turned up to my hotel that night and were up interviewing me until 1 o'clock in the morning. They'd found these people that had done it, and it was just a couple of kids that thought it would be a bit of a hoot to be up in the bushes and shoot at the race when they were coming past.
Could you imagine the chat with those kids? What are we doing today? Oh, I don't know. I got that BB gun. Oh shit, hang on, the tour's coming past. Mate, let's go.
Yeah. And so, but when I found out about all this, like, I was just laughing, I thought it was hilarious because I grew up on a farm, and we used to do like exactly the same thing. We used to, when there was cars coming past, we'd get the BB guns and shoot at the cars when we came past. I could, like as a kid, it was just you thought this, right?
Yeah.
You don't think what can happen on it. But yeah, so that was funny. But yeah, it was a pivotal moment. But what happened was finish the tour, get on the Champs-Elysees a week later, and I'm riding down the Champs-Elysees on the parkway. I'm like, shit, man, that finger where I got shot's pretty sore. It just feels a bit weird. And I thought it was just the bumps, the injury, maybe a tendon damage. And I get home back to Spain, spend a few days at home, and then I get like this ET finger after a few days at home, and I go to the doctors, and they go, "Oh shit, we better X-ray that." So they X-ray it, and I've got the BB gun, the BB bullet stuck in there, and it's just blown up and got infected, and I'm walking around like easy, and they go, "Oh, we're going to have to operate on that." So I go into the operating theatre. I'm lying on this operating theatre with my arms spread, my hand out, and my finger on there. And they spliced it open, and it just went like all,
Oh,
all over the place. And then they pulled out the BB bullet. So yeah, still got that actually.
you got it in a
That
frame?
pellet. I think it's just box there at home somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, you should frame it and get it.
Yeah.
We'll see if the guys at the Domestiques can dig out a nice iconic photo. That should be
Yeah.
sitting pride of place in the
Yep.
pool room.
That's right, mate. Yeah.